गणपतये नमः। ओम गुम गुरुभ्यो नमः। ओम सं सरस्वत्यै नमः। ओम सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्परां। समस्तजनकल्याणे निरतं करुणामयं नमामि चिन्मयं देवं सद्गुरुं ब्रह्मविद्वरम्। ओम पार्थाय प्रतिबोधितां भगवता नारायणेन स्वयं व्यासेन ग्रथितां पुराणमुनिना मध्ये महाभारतम् अद्वैतामृतवर्षिणीं भगवतीम् अष्टादशाध्यायिनीम् अम्ब त्वामनुसन्दधामि भगवद्गीते भवद्वेषिणीम्। मूकं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुं लङ्घयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे परमानन्दमाधवम् परमानन्दमाधवम्। We'll chant the first verse and second verse. Arjuna uvacha evam satata yukta ye bhaktastvam paryupasate ye chapyaksharam avyaktam tesham ke yoga vittamah. Shri Bhagavan uvacha मय्यावेश्य मनो ये मां नित्ययुक्ता उपासते श्रद्धया परयोपेदास्ते मे युक्ततमा मताः। ये मयि, all those bhaktas who worship me in saguna, as Saguna Ishvara, Mayi, in me, in that Bhagavan, who is in this form of this entire universe, Saguna Ishvara, Manaha Aveshya, having kept their mind in me. So, in Saguna Upasanas, first step is Mayi manaha aveshya. The most important thing in Saguna Upasana is our mind is entered into Bhagavan. As what? You may think Bhagavan as your Ishtadevata's form, as Vishnu, as Shiva, as Ganesha, as Subramanya, as Anjaneya, in whichever form you love him. The important thing is our mind should enter into Bhagavan. Means what? Means we love Bhagavan in Saguna Sakara form, or we may love Bhagavan in Virat Rupa. Now I don't like to meditate upon Bhagavan as just in a form. Okay, no problem. But this entire universe is Bhagavan. Not in a restricted form, but yatra yatra manuyati tatra tatra samadhaya. Wherever my mind goes, there I feel the presence of Lord. My mind is entered into Bhagavan as the Virat Rupa. or a Sarvandaryami, one who the Lord who resides in each and every being, or like an avatar, or in the form of Guru. The thing is, my mind should enter into Lord. Now, what do you mean by mind enter into God? What do you mean by this? No, you should, and my mind should enter into God means what? Means, what is manaha? Here mana means not only that sankalpa vikalpatmakam, but it is andakarana. No, there is a constant remembrance, a constant thread of remembrance of God in our life. That's the important thing. Whether we remember Bhagavan in form or formless in the sense as Virat Purusha, etc. But there is a connection. Mind entering into God means there is the remembrance of Bhagavan in our heart continuously. That's the meaning of manaha mayi aveshya. No, manaha avishya. Vishya means to enter. Avishya means asamandad. From all sides, mind is entering into Bhagavan. One meaning. So, mind is entering into Bhagavan, or Bhagavan is entering into our mind. They say, avesh aa gaya. Usko maa ki avesh aa gaya. Means what? The strength, the Bhagavan enters into him. In his mind, the Lord enters, or his mind enter into Lord. Manaha aveshya. So that is first thing. Saguna upasana. The most important thing is our thoughts are somehow, directly or indirectly, is connected to Lord. Then, nitya yuktaha mayyaveshya manoye mam nitya yuktaha. What is nitya yuktaha? Said before, mat karma krit mat paramaha mat bhakta sangha varjita. We studied. So, nitya yuktaha means what? When we are doing, when we are speaking, when we are saying, doing anything, any activities of physical or mental or verbal, it is yuktam, it is joined with what? With Bhagavan. What do you mean by that? Means when we speak, when we think even, when we do a thing, it's actually an expression of the love of God. Jesus says one place that, looking at you, people will judge your God. May not be the right words, but this is means, see, our actions, how we know that, you are a Ishvara Purusha, you are a Santa, how you know? Your actions should reflect God. Just only, that is Bhakti. Bhakti or Mahatmya or Santa. What is Santa? Your actions should speak, not your words. Nitya Yukta means what? Each and every action of ours should be an expression of godliness. Why? Because I am always connected. Suppose we touch, this glass, hot. Why? Because this glass by itself is not hot, but there is hot water in this. The hot water makes the glass like that. We also should be, radiating the presence of Lord, because we are always in God. It's again, please don't get disappointed or anything. Oh my God, where am I? We are talking about a state which we have seen before, para bhakti. Where the love of God becomes our true nature. Okay, this is not about a beginner. Of course, this is the goal all of us has to reach. Now, we say, oh, a fireball is coming. A fireball cannot come because fire cannot move. What do you mean by a fireball? Means an iron ball, so hot, it looks like fire. Isn't it? We say, So fireball is not a, because of the yukta, because that iron ball become so much in association with the fire, it looked like, it feel like what? Iron, like a fireball. It is iron ball. Like that, we should have a constant connection with the Lord. When we are living in this world, each and every moment is nitya yukta. Not only when we sit for meditation, not only when we are doing puja, not only when we are doing japa, always eternally connected with the source, eternally becoming one with the supreme truth is known as nitya yukta. Maya veshyamano ye mam nitya yukta upasate. Now comes a very important discussion of upasata, upasate. What do you mean by upasate? Bhagavan Sri Shankaracharya gives a very beautiful definition for upasana here. What we all of we do? Oh, he is a great upasak. He say no, upasakah. Upasakah is a great practitioner. What practice? What do you mean by upasana? The word upasana come from two. No, there's a upa as a prefix and asanam. Asanam to sit. Upa near. Upa asanam is to sit near. Like Upanishad. Nishade means to sit. Upanishad, Upasanam. It's one meaning. Bhagavan Sri Shankaracharya gives a very beautiful study on Upasana. Bhagavan says here, Upasana. Upasanam nama. What do you mean by Upasana? Bhagavan says, Yatha Shastram. Different Upasanas. We can take up any kind of Upasana as long as it is allowed by the Shastra. Not that whatever we want to do Upasana. Upasana should be Shastra Vihitam. No, Shastra tells us you may do this Upasana, you may do that. Hundreds of Upasanas are revealed in the Shastra. We should take up which is prescribed by Shastra. Why? I will take up a new Upasana. The problem is because you see, a Shastra Vidhi is something which is one thing. The Shastra is composed by great rishis who have actually tested it in their own life. After testing that Upasana in their own life and understanding its pros and cons, then only rishis ask us to do this. It's like a medicine. Okay, a new medicine is produced. Now we hear some, oh, if you take this, then your cholesterol will come down. Okay. First one answer, is this tested medicine? We ask, whether this is properly tested. We are going to test on you. That will be sometimes, cholesterol will go away because you are no more there. So, Upasanam nama yatha shastram. According to the injunctions of the Shastra, sarvasya arthasya upasasya arthasya vishayikaranena. Now, if you want to meditate, if you want to do the Upasana of Krishna, suppose, let us take an example. So, if you want to meditate, if you want to do the Upasana of Krishna, first you should have a clear view and idea of Krishna. Who is Krishna? Without that, you can't do Upasana. No, without a proper understanding of Upasyam, you can't do Upasana. So first thing is, we should have a proper understanding of our Upasya Devata. Upasyasya arthasya vishayikaranena samipya upagamya. So first, whatever sadhana we are taking up, it should be according to Shastra. Second, we should have the right understanding of upasyam. Not only right understanding of upasyam, but we should know how to reach, how to worship him. Different upasanas are there, no? The upasana of Kali, no? Upasana of Dakshina Kali is very different from the upasana of Sri Krishna. That is little bit different from the upasana of Shiva. That is little bit different from the upasana of Anjaneya. No? Each upasana, when you talk to, we are talking about upasana, don't bring Advaita there, okay? What is there? In the field of upasana, please don't confuse all this. If you are a Advaita sadhaka, stick to your Advaita sadhaka. Don't bring it into upasana, because then this upasana will not work. Now they say, your guru tell you, oh, you want to do the Anjaneya upasana? Yes. So you should, every Wednesday, you should make a garland of that betel leaves, and then you should put on Bhagavan. Oh. But we have read Vedanta books. Then we think, why betel leaves? Every leaf is leaf only. What is the difference between betel leaf and this leaf? So first day of course we do. Second day we don't want to go to the, So what we do, we pluck some leaves and put on him, and that night you see the Bhayanka Mahaghora Rupa of Bhagavan. So if in the upasana, there is a paddhati which is given to us in the Shastra, and you should stick to the paddhati. If you want to have bhalam of upasana, upasyasya arthasya vishayikaranam. No, you should properly know the path and the goal, and samipyamupagamya. And you should have a direct connection with the upasyam. We have discussed this before. We may love him as our Swami. No, he is the master and we are his servant. Or he is our dear one and we are his, beloved. Or we can think him as our child or as father, mother. You can have any relationship. But in the upasana, this feeling of connection is a very important thing. Very important. You may choose any, but you should, where Krishna is there, Krishna is my dear friend. This feeling should be there. So upasana becomes bhaladayakam, upasana becomes fruitful when samipam upagamya. Means we should have a direct connection with the Lord. Then tailadharavad samana pratyaya pravahena. And when we are doing our upasana, whether it is japam, whether it is tapam, whether it is dhyanam, whether it is any kind of upasana, it should not be a broken one. In the sense, as we all do japa. We are doing japa, now Namah Shivaya, Namah Shivaya, Namah Shivaya, Namah Shivaya. Hello, how are you? Namah Shivaya, Namah Shivaya. Very good. That is not upasana. In upasana, whether you are doing japa, whether you are doing tapas, whether you are doing puja, any kind of upasana, there should be an unbroken continuity in your upasana. When you are sitting for your upasana, this is very, very important. Because in upasana what we do is we are training our mind. And if we allow our mind to just wander around, the training will never happen. No? So, tailadharavad samana pratyaya pravahena dirgha kalam. How much time I should meditate, how I should do upasana, we do not know. How much time it will take. For one person, cough and cold is there, he went to the doctor, 2 days, okay. Another person may take 5 days, another person may take 10 days. According to his physical strength and ability, people, will come out of this, sickness. Like that, we are also sick of this, samsara, dukkha, samsaramaya is there. So how much time it will take, it depends upon our karma. So please, please do not stop in between. Please do not feel, enough of this. Dirgha kalam, yad asanam tadupasanam. When we worship Bhagavan, that is known as upasana. So, Maya Veshyamano ye mam nitya yukta upasate. When you say upasana, all these things we should take care of. Then what should be there? Paraya shraddhaya upetaha. We should have the most important thing in bhakti is this para shraddha. So Sri Tulsidas Maharaj, he starts his work like that. What is that? Bhavani Shankaro Vande Shraddha Vishwasarupinau Yabhyam Vina na Pashyandi Siddha Swantastamishwaram. Bhagavan says, Tulsidas Maharaj says that I prostrate to Bhavani and Shankara who are Shraddha and Vishwasa. Why? Yabhyam vina na pashyandi siddhaha swantastam ishwaram. Where is this Ishwara? Ishwara is seated in our own heart, inside us. And because Shraddha is there, we'll be able to experience this Paramatma. If there is no Shraddha, it's impossible to realize the truth. What is Shraddha? Shraddha Satyam Dadati. It is Shraddha. Shraddha. Shraddha means Satya. Dha means that which gives. So what is Shraddha? Shraddha is that quality of our mind which can give, which can take us to truth. So in Vedanta we say Guru, Vedanta, Adi, Vakyeshu, Vishwasa. We should have firm belief in the words of Guru, in Shastra and Ishvara and on oneself. I can do this. So when we have Shraddha on this four, what is Shraddha? Shraddha is a very beautiful. That's why there are two words are Shraddha Vishwasa Rupino said. Why two words? Shraddha is that conviction or belief. Even though this is not my direct experience, when I believe the words of my Guru and Shastra and Ishvara, and when I trek, I experience it. When I experience it, it becomes Vishwasa. Now somebody say, oh, there is a great country named, which country you want to say? Sudan. Where is Sudan? Anyhow. So, Sudan, there is a country, somebody tells me. Is there a country? I think. Okay, thank you. So, but I have not seen this country, okay? But then somebody says, no, if you want to go, then there is a process, you have to go to their consulate and then you have to take a visa and all that. But I say, no, I have not seen a country named Sudan, so that doesn't exist. Now, what are you telling? No, I believe only what I experience. So, I have experienced only one country in this world. What is that? India. So, in all world, only one country exists. What is that? India. Because that's only what I have experienced. I have not experienced. So, whatever I experience, that alone I will believe. Then that will be very good. You can't live in this world. So now, somebody says, no, not like that. You believe me, my words, I will not cheat you. And then, suppose if we believe and then we go through this, so now I believe that there is a country named Sudan. But I have not experienced it. Now, that all those process, and I go in, I am in the plane and then I reach, oh yes, there is a country. That is Vishwasa. So, but how Vishwasa comes? Through experience. But how experience will come? Through Shraddha. Through Shraddha. Shraddha leads to experience, and that experience brings us Vishwasa. Sometimes, no, in English, etc., same word, Vishwasa. I mean, believe. There is little different between Shraddha and Vishwasa. Now, he says here, Paraya Shraddhaya Upetaha. We should have firm belief in the words of Guru and Shastra. And then we have firm belief what we want in our life. Now, this is what I want. There's no doubt in my heart. And this is the path. Because this is what my Guru told me. This is what my Shastra teaches me. If I walk this path, I shall reach. I shall experience Bhagavan. This Paraya Shraddhaya Upeda. Nobody should be able to shake this belief. If you have unshakable belief, then Shraddhavan bhajate yo mam sameyukta tamamataha. Now, there's a verse in Upanishad says, Astitevo palabdhavyaha. No, see, you should first understand that there is Astishwaraha Asti. Astitevo palabdhasya tattva bhavat prasedati. No, but I have not experienced Ishwara, so I don't believe. But my dear, there are hundreds of people who have experienced and they are telling you Ishwara is there. No, I don't believe. Now, for such a person, there is no path. Okay, we believe. It's not a blind belief, okay? That's why I say Shastra Anusara. And then when we walk the path, it becomes our own experience. Paraya Shraddhayopayataha Mam. Mam means Bhagavan. Who is Mam? Sarva Yogeshwaranam Adhishwaram. Bhashya says, here Mam is not that son of Vasudeva and Devaki. This is the Lord of entire universe. Vimukta raga aditimera drishti. Bhagavan, the Bhashya says. Who is this Mam? Who is this Ishvara they are talking about? The one who is the Supreme God. Vimukta ragadi klesha timira drishtim. Where there is no raga, klesha, there is no maladi, there is no impurities in him. Bhagavantam. Who is this Mam? This is not talking about a person. This is Bhagavan. Aishwaryasya samagrasya viryasya yasasasriyah jnana vairagya yoschaiva shannam bhaga itirana. There are 6 things in this world. Aishwarya, the entire, the power and the knowledge and the courage and the, jnana, when these 6 things, Aishwarya, Virya, Yashas, Shri and Jnana, Vairagya. When these 6 things are incomplete in oneself, that is known as the Bhaga. That's known as Bhagam. And this Bhaga is in whom is known as Bhagavan. Otherwise, Utpattim cha vinasham cha bhutanam agatim gatim vetti vidyam avidyam cha savachyo bhagavaniti. The one who knows everything, the omnipotent and omniscient being the truth is known as Bhagavan. So, Mam means what? That Lord who is the creator and sustainer and dissolver of this universe, one who is beyond all kinds of impurities, that Bhagavan upasate. What is upasana we have seen? When we worship such a Shraddhaya Parayopedaha, with great Shraddha, if somebody worship Bhagavan, then I say, Yuktatamaha iti me mataha. I have decided that he is, Yuktatamaha. He is one of the best person who has taken the right, right understanding. The one who is the right understanding. I believe in this is my mind, this is my word, that such a person, such a upasaka who believe in Saguna Ishvara with such firm belief, that person is a great, Yuktatamaha. He's actually, his decision is correct. Means what? he is in the right path and he will experience the Supreme. Idi me mataha. So I don't have any doubt on this. Now, please tell me in some just simple words. Only that. So what is the question? The question is whether Saguna Upasana is greater or Nirguna Upasana is greater. In the first verse, Bhagavan tells, one who is in the path of Saguna Upasana is right only. He is not inferior to anyone. He will gain, experience the supreme truth. Why? Because he is in the right path. This is my decision. Clear? Okay. Now let us see the third and fourth verse together. Now, so Bhagavan answered the first question, whether, Bhagavan is not answered. Bhagavan said that Saguna Upasana is correct. Now, what about Nirguna Upasana? Is it wrong? My God, how many years I am studying Upanishad and doing, Atma Chintanam. So this is wrong. Comes the third and fourth verses together, it goes together. Ye tvaksharamanirdeshyam avyaktam paryupasate sarvatra gamachindyam cha kudasthamachalam dhruvam sanniyamendriyagramam sarvatra samabuddhayah te prapnuvanti mam eva sarvabhutahite rataha. We'll chant together. Ye tvaksharamanirdeshyam
avyaktam paryupasate sarvatra gamachintyam cha udastamachalam dhruvam sanniyamendriyagramam sarvatra samabuddhayah te prapnuvanti mameva sarvabhutahite rataha.
Te Mam eva prapnuvanti. They also reach me alone. Who? Those, the other category. What is the other category? Nirguna Upasakas. But what kind of Nirguna Upasakas? First Bhagavan talks about who is a Nirguna Upasaka. A Nirguna Upasaka now is not a person who doesn't want to do anything. Sometimes, please come, let us go to temple and we'll have Bhagavan's darshan. You go. I don't want to come. Why? Because Bhagavan is everywhere. Now, Bhagavan is everywhere. So, I am not coming. Okay, very good. So now, afternoon, there's no, lunch is not prepared. So the husband asks wife, why there's no food? See, the carbon dioxide is everywhere. The sunrise is everywhere. Water is also there everywhere. So with all these three alone, the trees and plants are cooking food. You also cook. Why? Because you said, no, you have reached to such a state that you have seen that the God is everywhere. Now you also do this. So, this Nirguna Upasana is not that kind of Upasana. Because I don't want to go to temple, I don't want to do any japa, I don't want to do anything. So I say, I am a Nirguna Upasana. That Nirguna Upasana is not that. Who is a Nirguna Upasana? What is the, what is the guna, the quality? Who is a Nirguna Upasana? He says here, first thing, please see, one, Indriyagramam Sanniyamya. First thing is, Yetu Indriyagramam Sanniyamya. Who is a Nirguna Upasaka? Says, Indriya Gramam Sandhiyam. Who is in Nirguna Upasaka? A person who is capable to control all his indriyas. Now, he has complete control over his senses. So, that is first thing. We'll see in little detail afterwards. The first thing, who is a Nirguna Upasaka? He is not an ordinary person who has complete control over his Jnanendriya and Karmendriya. Action, senses, the organs of senses and organs of action. He has complete control over them. Then, Sarvatra Samabuddhaya. A Nirguna Upasaka has reached such a state where he say the Samam Brahma. Sarvatra Samabuddhaya. That Samam means what? Samam means Brahma. Wherever he comes into a kind of understanding where Sarvam Khalvidam Brahma. He has firm conviction that this entire universe is nothing but manifestation of Brahman. Third one, Yetu Anirdesyam. So, Sanniyamya Indriya Gramam Sanniyamya Sarvatra Samabuddhaya. Then how is that person? Sarva Bhuta Hite Rataha. Please remember all this. These are the, whether we want to say that I am in Nirguna Upasana, this all qualities should be there. Sarva Bhuta Hite Rataha. He is always, he's only, how he work in this world, his entire action is favorable for this entire universe. Sarva Bhuta Hite Rataha. No, his not even one action will be against the welfare of beings of this world. Why? Because he see that this entire universe is Brahman and that Brahman is my own nature and no one want to harm oneself. So, Sarva Bhuta Hite Rataha, he is always, see that his actions are not harmful for any being in this world. Sarva Bhuta Hite Rataha. Then, Sarvatra Samabuddhaya, Sarva Bhuta Hite Rataha, such Indriya Gramam Sanniyamya, Sarva. So, these three qualities are a must for a Nirguna Upasaka. First one is Indriya Gramam Samyamya. Why? Because they say, suppose there is a pot and in this pot there are 5 holes. Okay, so we continually try to fill this pot and that pot will never be filled. Why? Because whatever water you pour all goes out through these 5 holes. Like that, we also have 5, Our entire Atma Shakti loses through this Indriyas. Not only that, our Atma Shakti is going out, but all kinds of negativities enter also. So this is like a two-way door, it can go like this also, like this also. So unless we have control over our Indriyas, Nirguna Upasana becomes very impossible for us. Now comes the Sarvatra Samabuddhaya. We have seen, Vidya Vinaya Sampanne Brahmana. You have already discussed this. He see that everywhere there is only Samam Brahma. Brahma alone exists. And that becomes his kind of experience. And Sarvabhuta Hite Rataha. Drishtipudam Nyased Padam. Vastrapudam Pibejana. Bhagavata says, you should be, for a Nirguna Upasaka, he should live such a life of supreme conscious life. Nothing should, his each and every action should be pakka. What do you mean by pakka? Paka means, he see that no harm comes to anyone from his existence. Okay, such a person, what is his, how he worship, how he see the supreme truth? Now comes the words about the supreme. What are that? Ye tvaksharam anirdesyam avyaktam sarvatragam achindyam kudastham achalam dhruvam. So many, visheshanas for the Nirguna Brahman. What is the upasana here? Nirguna Brahmopasana. That's the Vishaya here. Hari Om, all of you are following this, what we are discussing? Okay? And because sometimes, what is this? First, in the first verse, Bhagavan talked about Saguna Upasana. Stopped. Now, the question is that's what I was trying to tell you. Sometimes, people call us for the Jnana Yajna into small temples in some interior village, and we ask them, okay, which chapter we should take? They say Bhakti Yogam, Swami, and I look at them and they say, why? Because people think that this Bhakti Yoga is very easy, because Bhakti Yoga is generally, but the Bhakti Yoga which is discussed here is not apara, not mukhya, but para. And so, comfortable, all of you comfortable. That's why I took so much of time, collecting, taking you through all other aspects of bhakti, so that this 12th chapter will be able to really enjoy. So, okay, everyone? Okay, thank you. So, what is this Parabrahma? What is this Upasana? How this Nirguna Nirakara Upasaka meditate, see the supreme truth? Says Aksharam. Naksharam iti Aksharam. Akshara means different meanings are there. Akshara means alphabet. Why alphabet is Akshara? Because A to Ksha. In our Indian alphabets, we start with E, U, then Sha, Sa, Ha, Ksha. Ksha is the Samyukta Aksha. So Aksham. Aksham is Akshara. That's why an alphabet. Now, an alphabet is Akshara because, see, there is a sentence. Now, you can break the sentence. The boy is playing football. There's one sentence. You can cut it. The boy playing football. Cut. Now you can again cut the football. How it is that? Boy, B-O-Y, 3 words. Now you cannot cut anymore. So B-O-Y is Akshara, because you cannot destroy it anymore. So that is Akshara. But we are not talking about that Akshara. This Aksharam, Naksharam is the Akshara. What do you mean by Naksharam? What do you mean by imperishable? We always hear these words, but actually what do you mean by this? Shastra says, Yad drishyam tad jadam. Yad jadam tad anityam. Yad anityam. So there's a pattern of logic. Says, Yad drishyam, whatever you see, whatever we experience through our indriyas are jada. So I am looking at jadas in front of me. What you see is jada. What we see is jadam. The thing which cannot be seen by the indriya is there. The moment that leaves, Jada is always there. So, Indriya Grahyam, whatever we perceive through Indriya is Jadam. Now, whatever is Jada, whatever is matter, that matter is perishable. Okay, this is how the Indian logics work. Now, Yada Drishyam Tad Jadam, Yada Jadam Tad Ksharam, Anityam. Okay. So what is Aksharam? Aksharam means that which is not Jadam. That's how the back Yad drishyam tad jadam, yad jadam tad ksharam. So what is aksharam? Aksharam is ajadam. What is ajadam? That which is not seen by the indriyas. So what is this Parabrahma? That is something which cannot be experienced through indriyas, but because of which all indriyas are able to function. Okay, so yato vacho nivartante aprapya manasa saha. No, yen manasa namanute yenahur manomatam tadeva brahmatva. Like this, Upanishad again and again says that which cannot be experienced through indriya is known as aksharam. Please understand. This is the inner meaning of it. Aksharam. Aksharam. Because this is aksharam, yadaksharama nirdesyam. Because this is aksharam, because this cannot be described through indriyas, this cannot be experienced through indriyas, so it cannot be explained through indriyas. That which cannot be experienced through indriyas cannot be explained through indriyas. Says anirdesyam idam itham iti nirdishtum na shakyam anirdesyam. This is what it is. We cannot say. We are talking about what? We are talking about the supreme truth, whether we call it Brahma, whether we call it Ishvara. Okay? So we cannot say that Bhagavan is this. Why? Because Bhagavan is something which is beyond the experience of senses. Because it cannot be experienced through senses, we cannot reproduce it with words or any other means of communication. Does it mean that it doesn't exist? No, it exists. But it cannot be, explained. Why it cannot be explained? Because avyaktam. Next word, avyaktam means unmanifest. You all have studied Vedanta courses. Almost all of you have done the Vedanta, at least basic and advanced. So these all words are very familiar to you. So what is the next one? What is Brahman? Avyaktam. Avyaktam means what? That indriya vishaya agocharam. That cannot be, that is not vyaktam. Pratyakshadi pramanaihi jnatum na shakyam iti avyaktam. That's how this is explained. This cannot be experienced, known through different means of knowledge. In Vedanta, we accept 6 kinds of means of knowledge. One is pratyaksham. Pratyaksham, anumanam, upamanam, shabdham, arthapatti, anupalabdhi. 6 pramanas we have taken up. So that by this, these are the means of knowledge. How I know that this is a pen? Hari Om. How I know this is a pen? What is this? How you know this? Because it's pratyaksh. It's your immediate knowledge. Because your indriyas have seen this before. Somebody have told you this is a pen. No, it's a pen. So it's pratyaksha. Now, see, there is fire. When you say there is fire, we know that there is smoke. Okay. When you say there is smoke, you know that there is fire. How you know this? You have not seen the fire, you have only seen smoke, and then we say that there is fire. How we come to this conclusion? Because we have seen that wherever there is smoke, there is fire. There must be fire. Now you go to another town, okay, and then you see someone looking very much, like our Ranjana. Then I ask her, are you Ranjana's sister? And she says, yes. How you know? Because I have seen Ranjana and this person looks so like Ranjana. So I said, oh, this might be Anjana, Ranjana's sister. So, because of similarities, we can understand many things. Now, another is there is Surga. Is Surga asti. Have you seen? It is not Pratyaksha, it's not Anumana, it's not Upamana, but it is Shabdam. Veda says Surga asti. So, Veda is also a means of knowledge. Then says Arthapati, you see a very fat person. Okay? And then you see that that person is not at all eating in the day. Very fat. Okay? And then you see that he is not eating. Then we say, oh, this person should be eating in the night. How you know this? Now, see how you came to this conclusion that this person might be eating in the night. Because it's not Pratyaksha, it is not Anumana, it is not Upamana, it is not Shabda. Shabda never says, if a person never eats in the day, he will become fat. That is not there. So, but then there is another kind of vritti. Our buddhi, intellect has this power to understand. This is known as the Arthapati. Then comes another one. There is no eagle here. Is there an eagle here? No. So there is no eagle here. How you know? Have you seen? I have not seen eagle here, but because I don't see, so I come to a conclusion. It's known as Anupalabdhi. Because so like this, there are 6 pramanas. Very beautiful. You should study Indian logics. Such beautiful analysis of systems. You will not see any part of world. You all study everything else other than our own, great treasure. How much is there? So, what is Avyakta? Avyaktam is that which cannot be known through any kinds of means of knowledge. Means Pratyakshadi. Why? Because in Pratyaksha Adi Pramana, whatever the Pratyaksha Anumana Adi, other than Shabdam, okay? Shabda is the only means of Brahma, other Prama, Pratyaksham, Anumanam, Ityadi, all this experience, our universe, our different kinds of experiences, they are based on 3 axes. One is Desha, space, Kala, time, and Vastu, a form. Okay, whatever experience we have, this all work on this three dimension. There's a space. Can you think about any Vastu without space, without time? Oh, I have seen that person 1 year back. Without time. Another is the form of that thing. Without these 3 or either one, we cannot understand anything. Our intellect is incapable to understand a thing beyond space, time and form. And Brahman doesn't exist in the time, space or form. Because of this, Brahman is Avyaktam. So, Adaksharam, Aksharam, Anirdesyam, Avyaktam. Oh, then it may not be existing. No, Sarvatragam. Another. What is Sarvatragam? It pervades everywhere. You decided, oh, I am staying in the ashram for so many days. Hey, what is this? Class after class after class. Let me relax. So you go from here, first thing what you do is take a ticket and go to the cinema hall and sit there and relax and see the film. Now you see the film and you come out. But you have not actually seen what really exists there. What is actually really exists there? It's a screen. The screen is there, okay? On that screen, all these things are projected. Oh, the beautiful, heroine and the handsome hero, all those things we saw. In that heroine and the hero and the villain, there is something which is the substratum for all that. What is that? That's the screen. Without the screen, no hero, no heroine, or no villain can exist. So this entire universe is as though projected on one, base. It's known as the Brahman. That is known as the Sarvatragam. Sattvarupena, Spurarupena cha yad asti. That which is there as the base, as the Spuranam, as the expression, whatever exists in this world, this Spuranam, the existence of this thing is because of that Brahman. The realization that there is something known as, this is there is because of that Brahman. That is known as the Brahman. Yadaksharama nirdesyam avyaktam. Next is Sarvagam. No, Sarvatragam. Next is Achintyam. Achintyam means that cannot be thought of, which is beyond, unthinkable. Unthinkable means what? English is... What do you mean by achintyam? That cannot be thought of. What do you mean by that? Because if you want to think about anything, again the Indian logic comes. If you want to think anything in this world, either it should be a dravya, guna, karma, samanya, vishesha, samavaya, shadevate padartha. It should be a padartha. A padartha means what? That which can be perceived, that which can be thought of, which can be reproduced. Now, how is this dravyam, a matter, dravyam, and a guna? Now, when I say you beauty, I say it's a guna. Some kind of thoughts come to your mind according to whatever. A person may think about the vast ocean. A person may feel the rising sun, or a person may see, but that guna. So that guna is always based on a dravyam. Please try once. I want to think about love. The moment you hear the word prema, either you remember your mother or father or your husband or a wife from whom you have experienced it. Can you think about prema without any dravya? Think about anything. Harshness, jealousy, anger, anything. In our mind, our intellect has such different restrictions. It cannot go beyond some stages. So without a dravya, a guna cannot exist. Dravya guna. Now next comes karma. Karma means any kind of action. Any kind of actions exist when there is dravya and guna. So dravya, guna, karma and samanya and vishesha. Samanya is a unique character, a common character, and vishesha is a unique character. Like when we say mango, what is the samanya of mango? Phalatvam. Because mango is a fruit. No? So that is not a samanya. What is vishesha? But mango is not like apple. Apple also is a fruit. Mango is also a fruit. Banana is also a fruit. So in mango, bhalatvam, the nature of fruitness is there, but at the same time, it is very unique from others. Now, if there is 20 mangoes, although all of them are mango, each mango tastes little different. It's known as vishesha. Okay, dravya, guna, karma, samanya, vishesha. Now there is a sixth one, samavaya, because of which all this can coexist. So, suppose there is a person, in that person, dravyatvam is there, material existence is there, guna is there, actions are there, his uniqueness is there, his general characters are there. All this can coexist because of samavaya. So like this, there are six. Now there is this known as in Indian logic, we call it padartha. Now when Bhagavan says here achintyam, means what? Achintya means if you want to think about anything in this world, thinking is possible only based on these six things. Sometimes please sit down and try to think about something which is not as padartha, dravya, guna. We can't do that. And here says, but Brahman is beyond dravya, guna, karma, samanya, vishaya, samaya. As this is beyond, because Brahman or Atma is not a dravyam. Brahman is not a padartha. It's not a matter. Matter means what? All these things will be there. Beyond matter is this Atma, the soul. So it is achintyam. Next is kutastham. We have one brahmachariji here, kutastha chaitanya. What do you mean by kutastham? Two meanings of kutastham. Another one meaning, the meaning is kute sthitam. Kuta means maya. Kuta means maya. So kutastha means mayayam sthitaha. Means mayam tu prakratim vidhi, mayinam tu maheshwaram. Upanishad says. No. So there is something which even gives existence for Maya. If Maya exists, for that Maya also there should be some substratum. Without that substratum, if Maya cannot exist, it's not the other way. Without Maya also substratum can exist, but without that substratum, Maya cannot exist. That without that rope, snake cannot exist. I'm talking about Rajju Sarpa Udaharana. Okay? When we always take this Rajju Sarpa Udaharana, without that, if that rope was not there, we will not see a snake there. So what is Kutastha? Kutastha means that substratum which as though situated in the Maya. Another meaning, this is one meaning. Second meaning of Kutastha is Kuta iva sthitam. That which is base, permanent, without any change. Now, Kuta means anvil, where a blacksmith works with. No, I don't know, nowadays we don't see anything, but see when they heat up the loha, iron, and they take and then keep on a big stone or a big iron piece, and keeping this, then they hammer it. So that base never changes. With what we are hitting, that takes different forms. That anvil never changes. So Kutam means that which never changes. Although all the changes are happening, but this is something which is stable. So one is Kude Sthitam, another is Kudavat Sthitam. So one is that which exists in Maya, means through Maya. Another, that which is the substratum of this entire universe. So Kudastham. Next is Achalam. Achalam means immovable. Desha kalati varti. To move, I can move from this place to this place. Why? Because I exist in the space, this body. Now, desha, kala. We can move from one time to another time. From 10 years to 50 years. That's a movement in time. But Brahman is beyond desha and kala. So there is no movement in time or space. So why achalam? Sarvatra gatvad. Because it's all pervading. The space cannot move because the space is all pervading. Like that, Brahman is all pervading so that it cannot be moved. And dhruvam eternal, always there. This entire universe changes. There is one thing which is unchangeable or unchanged, that is Dhruvam. You know, why Dhruva? We know this star, pole star. You know, all other, everything changes. But there is one star which will be always on the northern direction. It's known as pole star. No, in our, we call it Dhruva. All other things changes, but the Dhruva is always there. So, Bhagavan is eternal, Shashvatam. You know, that is Nasharihidam, Jananamaranatirihidam. That is eternal Brahman. So, that is Brahman. So, whom does a Nirakara Upasaka does the Upasana? He does the Upasana of such a Brahman. Which kind of Brahman? What are the things? Aksharam, Anirdeshyam, Avyaktam, Sarvatragam, Achindyam, Kudastam, Achalam, Dhruvam. Says, Ye Paidhyupasate. If a person can do the Upasana. Now, what is Upasana in Nirguna Brahmas, Nirguna Upasakas? Tatra Upasanam Nama Tat Sthitihi. What is the difference between Saguna Upasana and Nirguna Upasana? In Nirguna Upasana, it is not a kind of Upasana like Saguna Upasana. What is Nirguna Upasana? Nirguna Upasana is Tat Sthiti. Abidance in that consciousness. There is no karma involved. Now, of course, we do the Shravana. And then we, with all kinds of nyaya, we think about it, and the real practice, even Shravana Manana is only primary. Nididhyasanam, Nikarshen, Nishtaya, Nischayena Dhyanam is the only Upasana which is there in Nirguna. There is no other Upasanas possible. Because how you do the Upasana of Akshara, Nirdeshya, not possible. It is to firmly abide in that avastha, in that understanding, in the experience of non-dual Brahman is Upasana there. There is no other kind of Upasana involved in this. Bhagavan says, if somebody can do this, if somebody can firmly abide in that supreme consciousness of the truth, Mam eva prapnuvandi. They also come to me alone. Who is this me here? Again, this me is not a saguna, a person. This is the supreme Nirguna Nirakara Brahma. So what Bhagavan tried to tell us is, whether you walk the path of Saguna Sakara Upasana or Nirguna Nirakara Upasana, both this path, through both this path, you come to the one and only truth. What is that? That is the supreme consciousness. But this is a direct path. Which is the direct path? Nirguna Upasana. Because see, in Saguna Upasana we have seen how Saguna Upasana works. Bhagavan has already explained to us. When we have that Saguna Upasana Nishtha, then Bhagavan seated in our heart will open our inner eyes and then understand that whom I was thinking with this, that Gopala Krishna is none other than the Bhagavan's. So, Saguna Sakara merges back into Saguna Nirakara, and Saguna Nirakara merges back into Nirguna Nirakara. Now, when Sri Ramakrishna was doing the Upasana, he had the darshan of Kali. It is not just a darshan. He was actually living in Kali. And then Totapuri came and said, now you have to even cross this. It was very painful for him. He went to mother said yes. And then he came and Todapuri took one a glass piece, and said, you now meditate here and see that jnanasi, with the asi, with the sword of jnanam, even cut the form of Mahakalika. Very painful for a sadhaka, but he did it. The thing is, what he experienced as Mahakalika and what he experienced as Nirguna Upasana, the experience was same. So this is what Bhagavan tried to tell us. See, when you go through the Saguna Upasana, what happens? First we love him, and then that Saguna Sakara merges back into Saguna Nirakara, and the Saguna Nirakara drops. And we enter into that Nirguna Nirakara Avastha. And others, they don't go to Saguna Sakara. They might have done the Upasana for so many janmas, they are ready for it. Bhagavan Sri Ramana Maharshi, of course, he had such a love for Arunachala, but his was a direct path. When just 16 years old, he entered into that, Anubhuti of Nirguna Upasana. How it happened, we do not know. Anyhow, it happened. So, if it is so direct, if Nirguna Upasana is so direct and, the direct path, then why Bhagavan is not advocating it? Why he is not telling, okay, you stop all Saguna Upasana, demolish all your vigrahas, throw away your pictures and sit and meditate. Why Bhagavan? Many acharyas said, but Bhagavan never says. Why? Why? Because says Bhagavan in the next sloka, Klesho adhikatarastesham avyakta sakta chetasam avyakta higatir dukkham dehavadbhiravapyate. Together, kleshodhikatara
avyakta sakta chetasam avyakta higatir dukkham dehavadbhiravapyate.
Bhagavan Buddha came and Bhagavan Buddha advocated against all these kinds of upasanas. He said, all these things are dangerous. You sit down and meditate. Okay? He was never advocated any pratika upasana, nothing. After 200 years, what happened? Buddha became a Bhagavan. Now, they started to make the vigraha of Buddha, and then they started chaityams. Instead of going to temple, you go to the chaitya. Why? Because klesaha adhikatara. What they say as Nirguna Nirakara Upasana, very nice, very good. It will be very, very attractive for intellect. Very attractive. Yes, how can this be? How can God be in this form? No, that glass will break. No, you make with a prayer, then is God also God? So, sometimes, if anybody talks to us about Nirguna Upasana, and by doing the Ghandana of Saguna Upasana, we also very, very fast we convinced that Saguna Upasana is wrong. Very easy to convince us. Because it's very logic. How can God be in Vigraha? The Vigraha will break, and Bhagavan is beyond. Then how can, and all that. Then why in this world, whether it is Buddha, whether it is Jaina, whether it is, Parsi, whether it is Islam, whether it is Christianity, if you read Bible, you will see that, it's very much against all kinds of symbols. Isn't it? But you go to a Roman Catholic church, they have more symbols and vigrahas than a Hindu temple. Isn't it? Why? Now Muslims, they say that they are very much against. Then why they always face west? Why they do the parikrama for Kaaba. You go to any Muslim shop, you will see some things. Why? Because common man is not capable of even understanding what is nirguna. It's not very easy to understand. I'm talking about intellectual understanding. Even intellectual understanding of nirguna is tough. Now what to talk about practice? Bhagavan says here, klesha adhigataraha tesham avyakta sakta chetasha. Tesham avyakta sakta chetasam klesha adhigataraha. A person who wants to control his mind, said already, no, sanniyam indriya gramam sarvatra samabuddhayah sarvabhuta hiteratah. Even to become, even to reach that kind of a state, it's not easy for almost 99% of people. No, Swamiji, please don't, okay, you are all, you see, when I say 99%, there are crores, the lakhs and crores of people, so you are all okay, I'm talking about the others. So, 99% of people to think, even to intellectually understand Nirguna Brahman is tough. Kleshaha adhikataraha tesha. By avyakta asakti. If your chetas has to be pulled, attracted towards avyakta, unmanifested, how your chetas, how your mind can be attracted towards unmanifested things? Unless we have done that kind of sadhanas or the grace of God or Guru, something happened, then alone the mind can even think about avyakta. Now what to talk about the upasana of avyakta? Kleshaha adhigataraha. Very, very difficult for a person to think about the unmanifested Brahman, which is said now, Aksharam, Kudastham, Anirdeshyam, Sarvatrayam, Achindhyam, such a Brahman, to meditate, is very difficult. Why it is difficult? Because Dehavadbihi Avyaktagadihi Dukkham Avapyatehi. Because all of us, when I say, Mr. X, stand up, the X stands up. But I say, I did not ask your body to stand up, I asked you to stand up. He looked at me. What? Without body, how can I stand up? That is known as the Dehavat. Dehavat means what? Dehavat means Deham, Aham Dehaha iti Yasya Jnanam Saha Dehavat. As long as we have this firm conviction that I am this body, I am so and so, I am born in this family, I have had this kind of education, I am in this position, and I am this, and I am that, and I am a sannyasi. Dehavat. Sannyasa is for whom? Who is sannyasi? Is it for Atma? So, whether sannyasi, brahmachari, grihastha, vanaprastha, rich, poor, brahmana, kshatriya, vaishya, shudra, stri, purusha, everything is dehavat. As long as somebody touches us, and then we look at him and ask, why you touched me? You are not ready for nirguna upasana. Why? Dehavadbihi, as long as we have this, this feeling that I am this body, so long nirguna upasana is very tough. Bhagavan do not want to use impossible. Bhagavan feels, there are people who are ready for that. So, for a person who is identified with his body, nirguna upasana is tough. So, So that's why our Shastra is not prescribing this Nirguna Upasana for common. Klesho adhikatarastesham avyakta sakta chetasam avyakta hi gatir dukkham dehavadbhiravapyate. Why? Because one thing, if you want to do this Nirguna Upasana, your mind should be very, very, very pure. It should be so pure as though it doesn't exist. So, that is Tanukarana of mind. Mind should become so pure, like you crush and then no, it becomes like a small glass through which you can see the other side. So that much Tanukarana, that much Sattva Pravriddhi of mind should happen if you want to do this Nirguna Upasana. Second, if you want to do this Tanukarana of mind, Viveka, Vairagya, Sama, Dama, Tidiksha, Shraddha, Samadhana, Mumukshutva, all this sadhana, Tidushtaya, Sambhati should be in its peak. And we should have Eshana Traya Mukti. There should not be desire, no, Putreshana, Vitteshana and Lokeshana. The desire for progeny, the desire for sexual enjoyments, the desire for, things and beings and positions and name and fame, all these kinds of Eshanas, desires, should not be there if you want to practice the Nirguna Upasana. Next is, there should not be even Sankalpa. Because Sankalpa itself will create great waves of thoughts in our. Is it possible for us to? Of course, there are people, because if there is a path, of course there are people who can do this. But that Sankalpa Tyaga should be there, and he should have Shurasya Dhara. His intellect should be so sharp, cutting, neti, mano buddhya hangara chittani naham, nacha shrotra jihve, nacha grana netre, nacha vyoma bhumir, chidananda rupa shivoham. If you want to reach this chidananda rupa shivoham, we should have that kind of a pure intellect which can cut. Pidanaiva, menaiva, mata cha janma, gururnaiva shishya. Do we have that kind of power in us? Then alone a person is eligible for Nirguna Upasana, and this is very tough for for majority of people. This is very tough. That's why Shastra is not prescribing Nirguna Upasana for common man. Okay, now tomorrow we'll continue this topic. Okay.
Such is the case, what's the difference between a Nirguna Upasana and a Brahmanishta?
I will explain you tomorrow. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.